The Los Angeles Lakers last night made another big trade move. Not nearly as big as the Luka Doncic trade, but they made another power move, as I would say. They traded Dalton Connect, Cam Reddish, a first round swap in 2030, and an unprotected first round pick in 2031 for Mark Williams of the Charlotte Hornets. Now, how do I feel about this trade? I have to say, I'm always amazed how the Lakers can get these sweetheart deals. This is like a deal that could be a big time ripoff for the Hornets. It looks like it can be. The only thing that's really uncertain about whether or not this will be a ripoff trade for the Hornets is Mark Williams' health. I think that's the biggest question mark. That's the biggest wild card when it comes to this trade. But the Lakers didn't really give up much in my eyes to get him. I know some people are going to say Dalton Connect is having a good rookie year. And I would say that Dalton is just okay player at best. I've seen him play enough times, and to me, like he's a great 3-point shooter when he's wide open. If he's wide open, he can hit those shots, but if he's not, he's pretty much going to be useless. He's very one-dimensional. This guy is just in a mold of like, I don't know, this John Paxson, Steve Kerr type of player. I wouldn't even say he's as good as Steve Kerr back in Steve Kerr's day, because Steve Kerr was even a better shooter when he was wide open. But you get what I'm saying. This guy is not anything special. He only averages 9 points a game on 46% overall from the field, 35 from three. His 3-point shooting has fallen down since the start of the season, when he had a great stretch where he was like shooting above 40 from the field from three. So it's kind of like he's kind of streaky, but that's really his game. There's nothing amazing about him. I would say Cam Reddish is just complete trash. He sucks. So Lakers will lose nothing in this. But, what I was going to say is the Lakers can easily replace Dalton Connect. He's a player that's easily replaceable, his skill set. But what they get with Mark Williams is that they get a big man who's been averaging nearly a double-double for 2 years. Last year, he averaged 12.7 points per game and 9.7 rebounds. This year, he's averaging 15.6 points per game and 9.6 rebounds. And on ridiculous field goal percentage. This year, 58% overall from the field. Last year, 64%. He's the type of guy that could complement Luka on the offensive end, being a high lob threat. He's very athletic, great dunker. This is what they wanted. I would say the biggest hang-up on Mark Williams is that he's injury-prone. I remember scouting him a few years ago because I'm a Spurs fan, and the Spurs had the opportunity to draft him. The biggest reason why the Spurs passed on him a few years ago was because of his problems with his foot. Like, he had some foot injuries. They looked at his feet, and they didn't feel like it was worth drafting because they felt that he was injury-prone to get a ton of foot injuries in his career, and he has gotten them. On top of that, he had a back injury, I believe, last year that kept him out for a lot of games. Think about it. His first year, he played only 43 games. His second year in the league, 19 games. This year, he's missed 15 games. It's really his health that's the biggest question mark. He's injury prone. But I still think the Lakers won this trade because even if this guy gets hurt again, they're not contending for a title right now. And if he turns out to be just an injury-ridden player and that they can't rely on, well, they didn't really lose anything. They really didn't. Just what they lost can be easily replaced. Draft picks don't mean anything for the Lakers. So even if that draft pick they traded away in 2031 is unprotected, they never rely on draft picks. The Lakers are an organization known for stealing players. The only other hang-up on Mark Williams is that he's not a good defensive player. He's terrible guarding screens and pick and rolls and those types of things. So that could be a big problem. But I remember in college he was a very good defensive player. So you got to ask yourself, is this the case where he was just on a bad organization and he just got lazy and decided not to try on the defensive end? We'll find out soon. But that's the biggest thing. Like, he's slow-footed when it comes to rotating, so that could hurt the Lakers. But I feel the Lakers won this trade. This was like a stupid move by the Hornets, but it just shocks me. Like, these teams are willing to give up stuff to the Lakers on like $1. Like, they'll trade the Lakers decided to pay you like $1 to get these players, and teams are just willing to jump head on into it. But the Hornets show again to be an incompetent, stupid franchise, and this is one of many dumb moves we're going to see the Hornets continue to make. So it doesn't matter who their owner is, whether it's Michael Jordan or who else, this will always be a stupid organization, and they prove that again with this trade.